Hola mundo, es tu amiga Liz. Hola mundo, es tu amiga Liz. De vuelta. Hoy quiero hablarte. Just kidding, y'all. You know, I'm trying to practice my Spanish. I'm trying to work on it, but it's a process. Hello, world. So today I want to talk to you guys about the reason why I moved to Florida. Like, this was not an easy decision to make. It was very hard, and in fact, I would say besides taking care of my dad, this is the hardest thing that I've ever done. Why Florida? You know, why didn't I go back to New York? Why didn't I go to LA? Why did I end up choosing this place? I'm gonna tell you the 8 reasons that made me choose to come to Florida, and maybe you'll be able to relate to some of these. Currently, there's a lot of people moving to Florida right now. I remember when I rented my truck from U-Haul, they told me that there were about 3,000 U-Haul trucks in Florida. People coming down and moving. I can't tell you how many U-Haul trucks I saw driving down the highway. So many, and into Florida, you know, with their cars in tow. It was a lot of U-Haul trucks. Actually, I had tried to upgrade my truck before I came to a bigger one, and the other person was also taking their truck to Florida. So Florida is a hot spot right now. I'm sure you guys hear about the rent increases and all that stuff, but for me, it wasn't a last minute decision. It honestly has been something that I wanted to do for a long time. Even when my dad was still around, I was like, Dad, if when you retire, you move to Florida, I will leave New York and move to Florida with you. I told him that straight up. So it's something a long time coming. So these are the 8 reasons why I moved to Florida. So of course, the number 1 reason why I'm moving to Florida is the weather. I was telling so many people, I mean, for years, literally, I can't do another winter in New York. I can't do another winter. Like, I just can't do it. As anyone who lives in the Northeast knows, once you get to that daylight savings time and the sun is setting at 4 p.m., me even being on set, like, there will be times when you don't even see daylight. You're just inside all day. And it's really sad and it's really depressing a little bit. I remember hearing something that they were even thinking about getting rid of daylight savings time to try and alleviate that, but for me, in Delaware, the cold is kind of mild, and it's not like New York where you're always outside, you're always walking, you're always doing this stuff. It wasn't as bad, it's not as cold as New York, but I just couldn't do it. I just wanted to skip it altogether. A cousin of mine was saying that a friend of hers didn't like winter in Florida because of like the holidays and stuff. It just doesn't feel the same of having like a white Christmas or cold, you know, cold around the holidays. Maybe I'll miss something like that, but I could fly up for a week and come back down. Like, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing palm trees with Christmas lights on it, okay? For me, it's a lot to have the sun going down so early. Obviously, the sun goes down early here, but from what I understand, it's not as early as it is in the north. And at least the weather is warm, right? At least you can go outside. You could go to the beach on the days when you have off. You can still eat outside with your friends. Like, a lot of times in the northeast, you end up getting shut in. You're just inside all the time. It's rough. It's really rough. The 3rd reason why I moved to Florida was so that I could be back around culture. Growing up in Flatbush, Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy is very cultural. Where I lived in Flatbush most recently, it's nothing but West Indian people and Latinos and even some Chinese. Obviously, you know, New York is so multicultural, and that was something I really missed in Delaware. Like, not being able to eat Caribbean food. It sounds silly, it may sound trivial, but it really sucked, you know, not hearing those accents in Delaware, not being able to hear Caribbean music and like Latin music and seeing Latin and Caribbean people. Like, it was like, it sucked. Like, honestly, I really, you know, connect and relate with that side of myself, so I wanted to get back to somewhere where I could be involved in that lifestyle. Number 4, it sounds kind of crazy, but the landscaping. I have never lived in a place that was beautiful before. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some raggedy parts, but most places I've been to in Florida, it's very well kept, very manicured. They plant trees, they plant flowers. It's just like, look at this, it's just lush. Like, it looks like people actually care about the place that they live or they govern or whatever. Like the people who own the properties, they plant stuff, plant flowers and trees, and there's animals, and like it's just really like nice. It feels healthy. I don't know, but it just feels healthy very here. Like me standing next to this tree makes me feel healthy. I just went to CVS for the first time here, and it's just like gorgeous, like palm trees and like bushes and like these things, these other palms. There's so many kinds. There's just like really lush and like vegan. I don't know what the word to use. It just puts me in a better vibe. Even if it's raining or overcast, you see like plants and bushes and flowers and lizards and frogs and like, oh my gosh, it feels like Garden of Eden like everywhere here in Florida. I wanted to live somewhere that was beautiful, somewhere that was green and had a lot of nature. The fifth reason why I moved to Florida is because of the opportunity. I just could not see myself moving back to New York. My career was definitely really at a standstill in Delaware. I had to go to Philly or to Maryland or to New Jersey to work, and sometimes to New York, but after a while the commute to New York got to be too much, especially with my dog. It would have been easier if I didn't have a dog. It was like, okay, I have a dog now, you know, like. And it's like, for me, I didn't want to give up the dog because I love the dogs. It's harder to live in New York with a dog. You know, no judgments to people, but I see people that live in these tiny ass apartments and have these big ass dogs, and it just seems like wrong to me. Like, it seems like torture. And then you take the dog out for a walk and it's just nothing but concrete, like nowhere for them to run and play. And dogs need to run. Like, they have to run, and I'd be able to run really far and really fast. Like, I don't know how many of those people do. I feel like those dogs would just like tear up your house, just like drive you crazy. Now my damn dog wouldn't be able to do that. I couldn't see myself moving to LA because of the prices, obviously, and it would have been hell to get out there. So expensive to get out there. I didn't want to be that far away from my family. For me, it's like a 2.5 hour plane ride from Florida, and the flights are very cheap. Unlike to LA, the flights are very expensive. Can be $350 to $500 to fly to LA. To fly to Miami is like $180, and they have multiple flights all throughout the day. Obviously, there's a lot of commercial opportunities here, and I wanted to be near like travel hospitality sector because that's what I want to get into work. Also, if anybody knows anyone, yo, I am looking for to connect. Yo, help me out. Someone can help me out. I'm looking for to connect for real, to do video photography for somebody, anybody, companies, restaurants, hotels, boat tourism, anybody, please, corporate, like, hook me up. The sixth reason I wanted to live in Florida is because I needed to be near the ocean. I needed to be near the beach, and Delaware was like an hour and a half to like the nice, like to the beach that wasn't like a bay. When I was in New York, it wasn't that bad. It was like, if I was in the car, it's probably like 20-minute drive and 45-minute on the train. California doesn't have nice beaches, beautiful sunsets, gorgeous. But anyone who knows beaches, a beach person, beaches in California and beaches on the East Coast and Caribbean they're not the same. They're not the same. The Pacific Ocean is like a beast. It's crazy. It's not like the Atlantic at all. Forget about the Gulf. The Gulf though, forget about the Gulf. But the beaches here are really nice, and the water is really clear. Like, it's really clear that you're like, whoa. Like, when you come from brown water up north and navy blue water, to see the water is still like, you can see clear. Like, it's really, really nice. And people here are obviously doing something good to take care of the beach, so I had to be near the ocean. See, that's something about Florida I'm gonna have to get used to. You just hearing like twigs snapping, like creepy crawlies. What is about to come up behind me? Oh my god. Right now I'm staying in Fort Lauderdale. Beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns. Seventh reason why I moved to Florida was to have the outdoor lifestyle. Somewhere like this, it makes you want to be outside. And like, don't get me wrong, it's hot as crap some days. I think I'm still getting used to it. I mean, it's only been a week at this point. I've been trying to like train myself, walking with the dogs in the evening time. I tried it with the daytime with them because I wanted to really sweat and stuff like that. I was like, bro, I thought I was gonna pass out. No more of that. We're gonna incrementally, whatever that word is, work up to being able to do stuff. So, and a lot of people are into fitness here. Like, it is inspiring. Like, it's like, oh yeah, that's the energy. Seeing it makes you be like, oh, I need to be doing that. And the 8th reason why I moved to Florida, I wanted to stay on the East Coast. I truly feel inside that I am just an East Coast girl. I've been to the West Coast. First time I went to California, I was there for like 5 weeks. And then I spent like a week after that, and then maybe another week. I probably spent like 2 months in total in LA throughout life. You know, I love it. I love the way LA looks, and honestly, I still believe that that I have to go and stay there for like a couple months at some point, just because I would regret it if I didn't. I need to say that I did it and actually experience it there, but I just didn't think it was for me. Like, I just have an East Coast personality. Like, I really do, specifically a Northeast Coast personality. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of where I'm from, and so I wanted to stay on the East Coast. Also, Miami, Fort Lauderdale is very central, so the airport is janking, it's booming, baby. You can get to the Caribbean, like fly all around the Caribbean. You can get to the Northeast really quickly, like I said, 2.5 hours. And from, you know, New York, obviously, that the world opens, but you can even fly internationally to Europe and stuff from here as well. So it is very central in that regard. It's not going to hinder my travel. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you related to any of these things. Let me know if you want to move to Florida, or you want to move somewhere else. You want to move out of state. You want to like completely change your environment. Let me know if there's any other Florida related videos or newbie to Florida related videos you would like me to make. Please make sure you like. Okay, comments really help. Love it, love engaging with you guys. I will catch up with you in the next one. Bye.